it's Theresa of Larkin Design, and so I'm working with my Disney album today. This is layout 7 in my Disney Project Life album, and today's layout is has to do with our visit with Tinkerbell and Periwinkle. And so I'm just going through my tray of embellishments and stuff just to see kind of what I want to use. And I had to do a little bit of research about this layout. One, because I realized that last week I didn't really know, or the last layout I didn't really know where we were at, and so thank you to one of my followers on my blog that let me know that we were at Walt Disney's Enchanted Tiki Garden. So thank you, Allison, for letting me know about that. And so I decided that I should go research where we were at the time, and this was the last week of 2012, and so at the time Tinkerbell was located in Adventureland. She's now on Main Street now, but the building that she was in was called Tinkerbell's Pixie Hollow. And I also realized, and I feel so like completely dumb for this, right? But I realized that there were 2 different fairies that we visited, and so I had to research who the other fairy was, and that other fairy is Periwinkle. So anyway, I got that figured out. And now I'm just working on writing my journaling. I decided to start there on this layout. I just knew what I was going to write anyway. So sometimes you just start where it's easiest for you, right? And where you know that you already have ideas that you're going to do. So I'm just writing about visiting with the fairies, and really how excited my youngest was, Natalie. Her excitement was just written all over her face, just meeting the characters. So I just wrote that, and then added 2 little epoxy hearts, and then that card was done. So that was pretty simple. And now I'm just gonna work on these middle cards. Now this turquoise star paper is from Webster's Pages, and I'm just gonna grab my stamp. That stamp is from the Starshine collection, and one of these labels by Theresa Collins, and I'm just gonna stamp one of those sentiments there onto that card. I'm not gonna do a lot of embellishing on this layout. I did add the word shine from that sticker sheet, and then I'm grabbing my ink and stamping that down. I think it says happy day or something like that. Oh, happy day. Or hello there, I don't know. And then that's all I'm going to do to that card. Usually they need to be trimmed up a little bit once you put them back to back. So doing that. They were a little rough around the edges for this layout. And then I did decide to add another heart. There we go. Okay. I'm going to go to this one, and let's see what I'm going to do. I'm going to add a wood piece. I was watching a Wilna Furstenberg video the other day, and she was talking about, oh, I don't even remember what I did next. It's a surprise to me, and like that, I totally had that kind of moment. So I just added one of these wooden circles. This is from Gossamer Blue, from an old kit, like last month, maybe March or April. And so I'm trimming that card again, and then that one is done, and it doesn't want to go back in the pocket. There we go. Okay, I decide with this one that I'm gonna trim it down and back it with another card. And so I'm just going through. This is my scrap bucket that stays under my desk, and so I'm just going through that, and I find this pink paisley wood grain, and yeah, I don't know why that piece was stuck to it, but oh well. So I'm just going to trim that down. This wood grain is from Pink Paisley's cedar, not cedar. Oh my goodness. I'm totally doing this voiceover late at night, and so Cedar Lane. Is that what it was called? Okay. Yeah, this is what happens when I do these late at night, so y'all can laugh at me now. But here, I'm just trimming this down, just so that wood grain will show around, and just simple there. I'm going to tape that down, and oh wait, I'm going to round those corners first, and then tape it down. Alright, and one of the corners didn't do right, but that's alright. I've just learned to keep on going. When that happens, just keep on going. I don't have time to stress about it, really, because I want to get this stuff done, right? So anyway, it gives it charm. It gives it that handmade charm. So I'm just finishing up that card, and then that one's done. Alright, I'm going to add some journaling to this card. Now, this is a Sahlin Studios card, and it's actually formatted to be 3x4 vertical, but I brought it in Photoshop and reformatted it. I guess that's what you call it. I just resized it, and so when you change a 3x4 vertical to horizontal, you have to copy, or the way I did it was I copied part of it. It only worked that way because it was a stripe. I guess if it was if there was a pattern, you'd have to do something different. But anyway, but I really liked that card had all the colors in it. So that was that. And I know about what I journaled. On that card, I wrote about the pom-poms that were on the fairies' shoes, because I loved those. They were so cute, and it sort of struck me, that I did need to journal about some of the things that excited me at Disney. Sometimes we just get caught up in our kids' excitement, and we just write about what our kids are excited about. But I think it's important to write about the things that we personally are excited about too. That's a little nugget of truth or a little something about me that the kids will know. later on, they'll know that I really like the pom-poms that were on the fairy's shoes. So anyway, on this other photo with Periwinkle, I added another wood piece from Gossamer Blue. And then I think that's all I did on that layout. Yep. So I'm going to move everything over and then work on the other side. And all of the journaling cards on this layout, with the exception of that turquoise star paper, all of the cards are from Sahlin Studios, and they're from the Fantasy collection. So I got that collection simply because it had some of the more Tinkerbell themed stuff. I don't do that often, right? I don't want this to be like screaming Mickey Mouse everywhere. But I thought it was appropriate here and fun. So on this side of the page, this is actually the kids waiting in line to see Tinkerbell, and I realized this layout is flipped because chronologically we waited in line first, but it's okay. One of the reasons why that happened was because of the vertical photos with Tinkerbell, and they needed to be in that vertical pocket, and it really is okay, right? But I wanted to include these photos of them waiting in line. They really are cute. And looking back on it, it's just a cool snapshot. They really look a lot different now. But in this particular line, they were happy to wait, and they were having a good time waiting. So it was a good opportunity to document. We did a lot of waiting in line that day. Even with fast passes, you still end up waiting everywhere you go, and so that is a part of something to document in your trip. I know that some of the Sahlin Studios collections have, or there's a specific collection in the Project Mouse products that talk about waiting in line. So feel free to check that out if you decide to document that in your album. I think it's an important part of a good Disney album. I pulled out my wood embellishments. I'm just looking for a little something to make this page pop. And there I just found a little star to cover up that blue one. And I'm going to just attach that with glossy accents. And let that dry for a minute. I've got a little more journaling to write. I think this is probably more of the feelings type journaling versus facts. So in my journaling, I'm trying to balance that too with a combination between facts and writing facts on each layout and feelings on each layout, just to round out these stories a little bit more. And that's just something that I think is important too. And I'm trying not to... the fascinating thing about doing this layout, 3 years later, is, how to journal so that you don't sound like you're 3 years later, right? And that's okay, even if you do sound like you're 3 years later. That's okay too. So I'm just debating on whether I want to add anything else. And I'm having another moment where I don't remember what I did. It'll come to me. Okay, yeah. So I decided to, gosh, it's so late. I'm so tired from this day. I have this little rectangle label, but it's wood, and then I'm just going to add that word wonder to it, and then glue it on the photo using my glossy accents again. You could probably use red line tape for those wood pieces too, but I tend to use a lot of glossy accents. So anyway, I think that is going to wrap up this project, and thank you for watching and for following along. Be sure to like and comment and subscribe, and then I'll see you guys next Wednesday with the next Disney layout. Thanks again, guys. Bye-bye.